They said he wouldn't make it through the night. The machines around his bed hummed softly, each beep reminding him that time was running out. The room was dark, not just without light, but without hope. He stared at the ceiling, counting breaths instead of seconds. Every inhale felt heavier than the last. Every exhale felt like it might be the final one. No family stood by his side. No hands were holding his. Only empty chairs and memories that refused to stay quiet. He had lived a life full of noise. Arguments, mistakes, words he could never take back. But now at the edge of everything, there was only silence. He tried to pray, but the words wouldn't come out right. Too many regrets tangled in his throat. Too many moments he wished he could rewind. Is it too late? He thought. Did I wait too long? The doctors had already spoken in careful voices. The kind of voices people use when they know the ending, but don't want to say it out loud. The lights flickered once, just for a second. He didn't know why, but his heart skipped. Then, the door opened. No footsteps, no sound of keys, just a quiet presence filling the room. The air felt different. He couldn't explain it. He didn't need to. Someone had entered, not with urgency, not with fear, but with peace. He turned his head slowly, his vision blurred, his body weak, and for the first time that night, the silence didn't feel empty anymore. His eyes stayed open, but his mind was far away. Memories began to surface. Not the good ones, not the moments people usually talk about. He remembered the chances he ignored, the people he pushed away, the words he never said, because pride spoke louder than love. There were moments he could have chosen differently. Moments when he felt something pulling at his heart, but he silenced it. Later, he told himself, I'll fix it later. But later never came. He thought about the nights he laughed, while someone else cried because of him. The promises he broke, without even realizing how deeply they cut. He wondered how many times God had tried to reach him, through people, through pain, through quiet moments he chose to ignore. The machines beside him continued their steady rhythm, cold, unemotional, unforgiving. Each sound felt like a countdown. He wanted to pray again, this time harder, this time sincerely, but fear crept in. What if I waited too long? What if heaven has already closed the door? His chest tightened, not from illness, but from the weight of unanswered questions. He had spent years chasing control, believing he had time, believing tomorrow was guaranteed. Now tomorrow felt fragile, uncertain, almost unreachable. Tears formed in the corners of his eyes, not because he was dying, but because he finally understood how much he had missed while living. The room felt colder than before, darker, and yet, somewhere deep inside, a small thought refused to disappear. If he is real, if he is merciful. His lips barely moved as he whispered, not a perfect prayer, not a rehearsed one, just the truth. God, if you can still hear me, I'm here. The air grew still, as if something or someone was listening. The room was still. No alarms, no footsteps, no sudden change in the machines. And yet, something was different. The air felt warmer, not physically, but deeply, as if the weight pressing on his chest had eased, just slightly. He didn't open his eyes at first. He was afraid the moment would disappear. If he did, then he felt it, a presence, not fear, not pressure, not judgment. Peace. Slowly he turned his head. His vision was weak, blurred by tears and exhaustion. At the side of his bed, someone was sitting. No bright lights, no thunder, no angels filling the room. Just him, Jesus. His face was calm. His eyes carried something the man had never seen before. Understanding without accusation, love without conditions. Jesus didn't speak right away. He didn't rush the moment. He simply stayed. The man tried to move his lips, but no words came out, only a shallow breath. Jesus gently placed his hand on the edge of the bed, not to heal yet, not to perform a miracle, just to be close. And in that silence, the man felt something break inside him, not in pain, but in surrender. All the fear he had carried for years began to loosen its grip. He realized something then. Jesus hadn't come because he deserved it. Jesus had come because he was loved. Tears streamed freely now. He didn't wipe them away. For the first time, he wasn't ashamed of them. Jesus leaned closer, not as a king, not as a judge, but as a savior who had been waiting patiently for this exact moment. The man's heart raced, not from fear of death, but from the nearness of truth. Something was about to be said, something that would change everything. Jesus leaned closer, so close that the man could feel his breath. Warm, steady, calm. Time seemed to slow. The machines faded into the background. The walls no longer mattered. The room felt smaller, yet somehow infinite. Jesus didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. This moment wasn't meant for the world. It wasn't meant for witnesses. It was meant for one soul. The man's heartbeat trembled, not from fear, but from recognition. Something deep inside him knew this was real. Every mistake he had ever made passed through his mind in a single instant. Every regret, every door he thought was permanently closed. He wanted to speak, to explain, to apologize. But Jesus lifted a finger gently, not to silence him, but to comfort him, as if to say, "You don't have to prove anything." Tears streamed freely now, soaking the pillow beneath his head. He didn't feel weak. For the first time in his life, he felt seen. Jesus' eyes held no disappointment, no anger, no reminder of failure, only mercy. The man's breathing grew shallow. Each breath felt precious, fragile. He wondered if this was the end, if the next moment would be darkness. But then he realized something powerful. If this was the end, he wasn't facing it alone. Jesus leaned even closer, close enough that only the man could hear. The room held its breath. He was about to whisper something, not loud enough for the machines, not loud enough for the world. A sentence that would change how the man understood his entire life. A sentence meant to replace fear with peace, regret with forgiveness, death with hope. The man closed his eyes and listened. Jesus' lips moved slowly, so softly that even the machines couldn't hear him. The words were not spoken to the room. They were not spoken to time. They were spoken to a soul. He whispered, "You are not late. I've been waiting for you." The sentence didn't land like sound. It landed like truth. Something inside the man collapsed, not in fear, but in relief. All the years he thought he had wasted, all the moments he believed disqualified him, all the times he assumed God had turned away, they lost their power in an instant. His chest loosened. The tightness he had carried for decades released with a single breath, a breath that didn't feel like his last, but like his first. Tears flowed freely now, not from pain, not from regret, from freedom. He had expected judgment, a list of failures, a reminder of everything he wasn't. Instead, he was met with patience, with mercy that did not ask for explanations, with love that had already decided. Jesus stayed close. He didn't pull away after speaking. He let the words sink in. The man's lips trembled as he tried to respond. No long speech came, no rehearsed apology, just a broken whisper. "Thank you," and that was enough. His heart slowed, not in surrender to death, but in surrender to peace. For the first time in his life, he understood something clearly. Grace was never about timing. It was never about perfection. It was always about coming home. Jesus' hand remained near his, steady, certain, as if to say, "I'm here, and I'm not leaving." The room felt brighter now, not with light, but with meaning. And somewhere between his final fears and his fading breath, the man smiled. The machine slowed. Not suddenly, not violently, gently, like a candle flame, bowing to the wind. The man's breathing softened, each breath quieter than the last. But there was no fear in his face, only peace. Jesus stayed. He did not rush the moment. He did not look away. When the final breath left the man's body, it didn't feel like an ending. It felt like arrival. The room filled with stillness, the kind that doesn't echo with loss, but with completion. Jesus closed the man's eyes gently, not as someone saying goodbye, but as someone welcoming him home. And then, for just a moment, it felt as if time bent, as if this story was no longer only about the man in the bed, but about you. Because the truth is, many people believe they've waited too long, that their mistakes are too heavy, that their timing disqualified them from grace. But Jesus never said, "You missed your chance." He says, "Come to me, not when you're perfect, not when your life is clean, not when you've fixed everything, but now, if you are still breathing. It is not too late. If your heart still feels something, it is not too late." The same Jesus who sat beside that hospital bed is near to you right now, not with judgment, not with a list of failures, but with the same whisper, "I've been waiting for you." This video wasn't an accident. This moment isn't random. If you felt something while listening, that was him. And he hasn't stopped waiting.